So what I'd like to do next is invite Mats Wendel to the stage. Welcome, Mats. Please come and join
Thank
us.
you.
Yes, thank you. Wonderful. So please tell us who you are, what you do, and how you're driving innovation and improvements in the materials supply chain for projects.
Well, thank you, Paul. But they've been sitting down for quite a while right now. Can't they stand up just stand up, get some fresh air?
Fresh air, don't get him to go outside.
No. But, we got a ceiling that is fantastic in height. So, but stretch your arms a little bit, and then you can sit down, go back to sleep. And I'll try to be quiet.
I thought you were going to get into a Zumba dance.
Oh, almost. Yeah? No, that's not me. But yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me. Thank you, especially the organizers also. My name is Mats Wendel. I work for Peab Asfalt and Swerock. I work there as an innovation advisor, and it's a quite new job for me. I've been with Peab for 4 years, and in my early career, I've been working with the Swedish Transport Administration as a road owner. So I've had the experience from both sides now, which is really interesting when you start looking into these situations that we're going to discuss. I'm also involved in several technical committees, and I'm amazed that we have in Sweden and in some of the Nordic countries a very large focus on reducing greenhouse gases. But when you travel to conferences in other parts of the world, in my field where we speak about asphalt and rock materials and so on, and there's not focused enough on this. I'm almost the only one discussing this. So I think this is going to be disseminated all around the world. We need to focus on this. Everyone's got to do their part. Well, I've also been involved, and there's plenty of participants from a competition that is a zero emission competition. If we would build the Öresunds bridge, that is connecting Malmö with Copenhagen, if we would build that one in the year 2045, can we build it without emissions? Would it be possible? And that was the objective for us. So the initiative was a transformative infrastructure initiative. And the Swedish Environmental Protection Agency, the Swedish EPA, has launched this competition. And the initiative represents a new format for collaboration in a new type of innovation competition for developing innovative concepts for zero emission of greenhouse gases by the year 2045. These concepts are supplemented with proposed policy innovations and suggestions on how to realize the innovations. And this is the first sector to compete in our innovation competition, and that is the infrastructure sector. And so this is a playful way of setting up a competition. How can we do this? And in my next slide, you will see that this is a collaboration effort. We've been involved in this, a lot of us. And it's a new format. It's a 2-team project. 5 2-day meetings, 1 day for inspiration. The day 2, we work on new concepts. And the collaboration is the key. The concepts, they have been delivered to a jury, a pre-jury. And we will have actually on Thursday the jury meeting where the concept's going to be presented and then also decided. And the elected winner will be announced in July at a high-level political event, Almedalsveckan. So this is really a good effort. As I said, playful, but also very, very good initiatives that is coming from this. So, but I work, as I said, with asphalt. This is the manufacturing process. One of the key things we use in our production is bitumen, and it's derived from oil. And as many of you know, we don't have oil in Sweden. So bitumen or crude oil arrives by ship, as to many to us. And it's also transported out to asphalt plants, as you can see, usually placed in a quarry. We have the quarry there. We have some wrap material, reclaimed asphalt material that is being used more and more, and actually it's the most recycled material in the world when you count it by weight. If you look at the numbers in Sweden, approximately 20% of everything we produce we could have wrap for. So we take away 20%, but the problem is the city areas where we do get a lot more wrap. That's why we are discussing to increase the amount of wrap, going to 50%, 60, 80% we heard today. But the available amount of wrap, somewhere 20 to 30% of wrap, unless we start digging up roads, and I'm not sure we're going to do that. But I mention wrap as an important source of aggregate, because the amount of aggregate is staggering in wrap, and the number of quarries we can open is very limited, and the amount of natural resources we can take out of the earth, they're limited. So we need the wrap to be reused into asphalt again. And the same if we can minimize the number of ships going to us. That would be good. So let me just skip this slide. I mentioned it. But looking at the dominant energy consumer in an asphalt plant, that would be the drying and heating process. We use a lot of energy here. And this is not really where the producers of asphalt plants focus on. They're not, this is something we need to work on. And in Peab Asfalt, we've chosen to use to replace our traditional burner oil with a heavy vegetable-based burner oil. It's a dirty waste product coming from a renewable source. And other contractors have also used renewable sources. So either wood pellets or light bio oil. There's several new renewable sources that can be used. So there's not one solution. There's several solutions out there, and they reduce quite a bit of greenhouse gases. So I'm sorry for having a busy slide here, but let me explain it. On the y-axis, you have all the emissions from 14 of our stationary asphalt plants. And these, on the x-axis, we have 3 years divided by month. So it's a rolling average. And looking at it, the production rate increased during these 3 years by 10%. And the red numbers here are calculated emissions from our production. And the light green is coming from the when we switched out our burner fuel. And the dark green you see is the wrap amount we've used. So looking at this, what is the biggest driver for savings? Well, it's the burner fuel, as I said. And we've really, we've reduced our emissions by half. And when you look at the bar at the end here, what is left there is mainly the bitumen that is coming. 70% of what's left is coming to the bitumen source. And the rest of it also comes from of course, from the machinery and production and so on. So we think this is a major part. We think it's really important, and we also think that this is something that the whole industry can do. So how would we do it? Well, there's an initiative, a carbon reduction investment aid that is available called the Carbon Step, Klimatklivet in Swedish. And it's a Swedish government initiative where you can seek aid for your added cost for doing something that is going to reduce the greenhouse gases. And this is really good. If we can get the aid to lower our investment, that means that it would be easier to move forward, wouldn't it? So this is one way of, one of the things that we could have some aid, and that helped us to do this move. And this is still open. It's going to be open for a number of years to come. So there's not just the company I work for that can seek this aid. Also, we have the environmental target for the company, and this is both Peab Asfalt and Swerock. We have a roadmap to a climate neutral success. We want to be in there. We have one asphalt plant left to convert to stationary for the eco asphalt, for the biofuel. And by 2025, we're going to go fossil-free fuels, which we think is really important. This is a little bit of concern because we got some implications with something called what's it called? Reduction duty something, where we're actually going to have better fuels in the future, but we're not going to have those completely renewable fuels. And a lot of focus on the health damaging substances also. And as you see, by 2030, we got to be at the 50% reused materials. So by concluding the way I started, no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. Together we can do this. Thanks for listening.